Hello, welcome in everybody. Sorry to have broken your water chip or whatever the heck that thing is. Oh, I forgot to ask, did you want to do shared chat or no?
Sure.
Okay, I'll send you an invite right quick. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm a professional, trust. But yeah, let's... What? What happened? What happened? What happened? My music went gone. Come back. Come back, music. Where you go? What happened? X out of some things. Oh, you're kidding me. Can you hear me?
Your music break. I can hear you.
It says audio render broken. Restart your computer.
Oh.
It was literally just working. I don't know what its deal is, but I guess there's no music today because I'm not about to restart my computer. Huh. I'm being punked right now. What do you mean?
Ashton Kutcher is actually just standing around the corner waiting.
I'm sure. What is this? Welcome back. My computer just like out of nowhere decided to just have a public breakdown. I'm like, we've been fine this whole time, and now suddenly you're gonna be a little whiner.
Ooh. It said no more fun.
Yeah, it said I don't think I will. Like, I don't know why this is. Oh my god. Do you know how to do the thing? I might just...
Yeah.
Okay, can you do it? Because it will not let me get past the, like, invite screen. Oh my goodness.
Sent you an invite.
Thank you so much. Hello, fellas. New here. How are you all? Heard those speaking of animation, so what's it of? So currently I'm just drawing. I'll get that fixed. Currently I'm just drawing. However, we will be talking about animation and animated shows and such. So if you'd like to stick around and give your input on some of these questions regarding animation, you are certainly welcome to do so. It's gonna be kind of a chill time. Usually there's music, but there's no music today because my computer decided to die. So I am sorry about the silence. Yeah, I don't know what its deal is. Oh well. Anyway. Nope, you haven't missed anything. Everything is all set up. Water chip is an electric element that governed water purification in the vault in Fallout 1, and when it broke, it made player character to exit the vault. Oh, okay. I had no idea. I am the catalyst of making Fallout 1 happen.
I see.
Ooh. You're planning to pursue a degree in animation? That is amazing. If you hang around, I think this Sunday there's going to be a public Gartic phone, and I'm going to walk everyone through a animation, simple animation tutorial, hopefully.
That sounds really cool.
Hopefully. I don't know how well it's going to go. But we'll see. All right. So, sorry, Sam. I should have gotten a lot of this stuff together. I thought I was prepared, and then I realized I wasn't.
You're all good.
So, we're going to start off here with what is... And I did send you the questions if you wanted to look them over, or did you say you didn't want to see them?
What did I say?
I can't recall.
I don't have the questions, so
that is totally fine. They're nothing you need to study for. They're very like, you don't even need to know that much about animation to know them. You just have to have opinions. So if you have opinions, you should be good.
I love having opinions.
All right. I'm going to throw a softball at you right quick. The first question is actually, what is your favorite piece of animated medium? And this can be movies and a specific title, not like I like movies over games or something like that. It can be games, it can be a short film, it can be kind of literally anything as long as it's animated. And some people have split it up because some people have a favorite game and then they have like a favorite anime and they have a favorite Disney movie. If that helps split it up for you.
Okay. A game for sure, right off rip. Oh, I have to look up what the game is called, but it is a music-based game.
Like a rhythm game or
kind of?
Is it, what is that? It's like almost Undertale styled?
I don't know, I've never played Undertale, just because I'm afraid of everything people have said about it. No, but it's like... It's story-based, but it's also... like an acid trip, essentially, is the best way I can describe it.
Alright, I think...
Let me see if I can find it.
And it's a rhythm game.
Yeah.
Is it called Everhood?
No.
Okay, then I'm thinking of a different game.
The Artful Escape is what it's called.
Alright, The Artful Escape. Oh, wow.
It's so beautiful, and it is nothing
yeah.
at all what I anticipated when I saw it originally.
I've never heard of this. I love the like vaporwave looking kind of that 80s almost aesthetic. It's like techie vaporwave, Miami type shit.
Mm-hmm.
The
game itself also was a ton of fun.
You've sold me on it immediately. This looks amazing.
I will say, if you get motion sick, there are a couple points in it that were like that definitely triggered it a little bit. But otherwise, it's a great game.
I do have a little bit of motion sickness, but it's less motion sickness and more like disorientation.
Okay.
However, I would definitely be super interested. That just looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. You're coloring paint scales. Oh, nice. Let's see. Mm-hmm. You'll try to learn too if y'all are curious about future plans you're willing to somewhat share. Oh, try not to, this is just general rules. Don't share anything you wouldn't want publicly on. Hi-Fi Rush is really cool too. Don't share anything you wouldn't you said you're just out of high school, just internet stuff. Don't share anything you wouldn't want the public knowing. Don't dox yourself. Don't be silly. But if you want to just plan like whatever animation plans you have, you can totally share that. Rango, Glitch, or what is SMG4? Metroid and more. Yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite. I'm really bad about it, but it is. Hi-Fi Rush is good. Can you not turn off motion blur? Oh, I think
you might be able to.
You might be able to, but the game is it not like a pixel almost game?
It's like a. It's like not quite pixely.
It looks like a 2D though.
Yeah,
not quite 2D, but just when I'm maybe not. That looks like you can walk around.
So it's partially like side scroller, partially bird's eye view, I guess is what that would be, third person bird's
isometric.
Eye. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm getting. I don't think that would bother me too much. If I can see my character, I'm usually okay.
Yeah.
It's whenever I like am in first person and I can't. That's when I get disoriented because I'm like, I don't know where I am.
Yeah,
I'm very
fair.
Directionally challenged, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on. 2.5D, maybe. I haven't. The issue is I've never played The Artful Escape, so I am just looking at screenshots. You're a fan of classic science fiction? Croods. I've never heard of someone's favorite being the Croods. You're definitely in the minority. Not that the Croods is bad, but that's a new one for me. Just to make an indie web series, science fiction, but all the aliens are in the Stone Age. Oh, that's an interesting. It's like the Flintstones, but for aliens. That's pretty fun. That's a cool concept.
Yeah.
But that's your favorite game off the rip. Do you have favorites just like narrative title, like show, movie? If not, that's totally fine.
I have a couple for movies.
No, I'll take. It's as much as you want to share and as much as you want to talk about. I am totally fair with picking multiple.
Okay, movies wise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen 9.
Yeah, the like CG with the not sock puppet, like sack people.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That anything Studio Ghibli.
Yes, everyone is a big. Well, I guess not everyone, but most people are pretty big fans of Studio Ghibli.
And then, Disney-wise, the animation style, of like the late 90s, early 2000 movies. So like
like Disney Renaissance.
Treasure Planet. Yeah, like Treasure Planet, Lilo and Stitch, like those ones.
Oh, you're even after, you like the immediately after the Renaissance. So you like Atlantis, Treasure Planet,
yes.
Lilo and Stitch, Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. I don't know if that era has like a name, but it definitely should. Yeah, we are AI art haters in these neck of the woods. I'm very vocal about my unhappiness toward it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is neither.
Every time I go to a. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's not neither here nor there, but.
Yeah. Every time I go to a store and I see like multiple pieces of AI art, I'm so tempted to talk to a manager. I will be that person, but like talk to a manager and be like, "Hey, don't know if you knew or if you just don't care." Like not like big department stores, but there's like some that are
like local, like little art stores where you're like, "Hey, this is a bad look. Don't know if you're aware, but."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we have an antique store around here. I guess it's more like an antique mall where there's just like a bunch of different stalls that people can rent out and sell their stuff.
Yeah.
And one of them, I don't know if it's to like increase the legitimacy or not. They sell a lot of 3D printed stuff, but then they also just like the walls are covered with AI art.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Sometimes I genuinely think that people are just ignorant. They're just like, oh, look, it's like a fun little, like, it's almost like, you know, just like a fun little activity versus like something that is actually like uncool and harmful.
Yeah.
So I try to give, whenever people talk about it, I try to like get them to understand like where I'm coming from, and like, because I do think that a lot of it comes from ignorance, because I've literally had like my family send me like AI art images and be like, hey, can you like draw this for me? And I'm like, did you use AI art? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't mean to give you this lecture, but like, you clearly need it. Hold on, I gotta turn my light on.
You're good.
It's cloudy outside, so nobody can see and hear. Also, yeah. So I try to like not be too aggro whenever like, because it's like in my heart, I'm immediately like, you know, like I'm not happy about this, but I'm like, I understand that for some people it comes from a place of ignorance. So I try to like kind of put on the baby gloves, be like, hey, not trying to be a wiener or anything, just being like, hey, just so you know, not cool, you know. But it is tough. It is just like I don't know how to tell you that what you're doing is bad without you getting defensive about it. But yeah, how do you explain to your mom that AI art is not the way of the future? She literally said you should get into AI. Just I don't know how you would explain, because unfortunately she's right in that AI art is going to be like very prevalent. I don't think there's a way to really get into AI art unless you're like literally coding the machine mechanism.
Yeah.
Because the only way you can, as an industry person, get into AI art is if you are the one who is making the learning mechanic, right? Or unless you're like shilling your art to be used to learn for the learning mechanism. So there's no real way as an artist to get into AI art. Unless you want to be a professional prompt comer upper wither, but that's probably not what you're trying to do.
Also, how do you get paid? You get paid for that job, like
I would imagine
who's hiring that person?
I would imagine they don't. Like that's the unpaid intern, you know?
Yeah. The unpaid intern that is the creativity department, like
yeah, the creativity department is one like 19-year-old that gets paid slightly below minimum wage, if that, and like company coupons to make little drafts, little prompts. Just busy work. But yeah, if that helps you out, personally won't. Just get an artist into politics, form an amendment to ban all. Well, yeah, no, that's great. We definitely, I mean, I wish we could ban generative AI, but I think, unfortunately, that Pandora's box is a bit open. It definitely needs to be regulated, if nothing else, but that's, again, far outside of my pay grade.
I will say the one thing that I am pro use of AI for is like one of the people I work with is a data analyst.
Mm-hmm.
And we get like really, really big batches of data that come in for some of the stuff we do work on. And he'll use like he'll write the code to like actually train the AI model and whatnot, but Like he uses it for just kind of doing big group data analysis.
Right. I don't necessarily think that AI as a tool is like inherently bad. I think that the issue is that most people don't have the moral compass to discern when it is bad and when it is actually being a tool that is helpful. And most of the people that are super stoked about it are people who are like, yeah, artists are uppity and should just be glad that people are, giving a shit about their art at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think inherently, like, as a concept it's bad. I just think that the practical uses that we use for it, at least in the entertainment industry, are mostly just to take people's jobs and cut costs rather than to actually save time and help out employees.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. But speaking of your favorite thing, let's talk about how shitty AI is. But let's see. You like the post-Disney Renaissance, and do you have a favorite animated show? If any at all? If not, that's fine.
Of all time, I don't know. There are a ton that I've watched and I've loved.
Yeah.
Like Love, Death, and Robots, all of the ones that are animated there. Blood of Zeus, Invincible.
Oh, I don't know Blood of Zeus. I feel like I've heard of it, but
it's a Greek mythology anime.
Oh, curious. Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
It's a really fun one. Yeah. It's on Netflix, I think.
Oh, it's got a couple seasons. Oh, this looks nice.
Yeah.
It's is it the same people? Well, I'm like, I don't know if you know. Is it the same people who animated Castlevania? Because it's kind of giving that style.
It looks like it, but I don't know off the top of my head.
That's fair.
Yeah. Oh man. Actually, no, I take that back. I do have a favorite of all time, and it's BoJack Horseman.
Really, BoJack Horseman?
Yes.
Hello, guys. That's Grandpa Everblack.
And your banana. And Allie.
Leroy. Hail.
Leroy.
And hello. BRB, you're gonna go make dinner. Get you some yummies. After this, I'm gonna make some Mackie, if that's any inspiration to anybody. Good morning, banana. But yeah, no, those are good ones. BoJack Horseman. So I tried to watch BoJack Horseman. I never finished it, but I most of my experience with that show specifically is through video essays, oddly enough.
That's fair.
I've seen a couple episodes and I did like it, but it is a lot and it's really difficult for me to intake new media in general. And then when it's like a lot,
depressing.
Yeah, when it's a lot, I have to take breaks. And what's interesting for me, if I don't watch everything within like a couple days, I usually get busy and have to do other shit. So I'm just like, I'm sorry, but the time it took me to recover, I have moved on to something else. But yeah. I do like it for what it is. And its impact on adult animation, it made people kind of realize they don't have to just make the same like cartoon sitcom.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate its influence on animation as an art form. And just that alone,
I think there's been
is respectable for me.
I know that there's at least one other show that the creators worked on. I think there's a second one. I think Tuca and Birdie, I know for sure,
Yeah.
was the same creators as BoJack. But then
I think they're working on another one. I don't know if it's out yet.
there's one on Prime Video about a hospital in outer space, I think, that I think is also the same creators.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. But I have that does the concept sounds familiar.
Yeah. That's the best I can do. I always forget the name of it.
No, you're totally fine. I wish I knew. I wish I could jump in and be like, yes, it's this. But I can't because I'm ignorant. And for no other reason. But yeah, no, those are really good ones. I don't think I've heard anyone go up to bat for BoJack yet.
Really?
Yeah, I'm surprised actually because BoJack is like it made a stir.
That's one to me that's like TV show wise especially. I like that like the 2D where you can very much see the effort that went into the sketching for the animation. So like BoJack or like Vox Machina or even some animes. I don't watch a lot of animes, but even like a lot of animes are the same way.
I think
like you can just tell how much effort went into it.
Yeah, I think that BoJack, I do think that it's puppeted to a degree, but I could be wrong. I've been surprised
Really?
by I've been surprised by that stuff, and again, like that's just my just from seeing it, I think it has some puppeting to it, and I could be wrong. I'm just going off of my eyeballs.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
But that is not to say that they don't do sketching, because I'm sure that they do, especially with like storyboarding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what their workflow would look like or pipeline.
That was one of my like this is just a very random thing, but in Disney World, I think it's in Hollywood Studios, they have like a little tour called The Art of Animation.
Oh.
I've
never been to any Disney World or land, so
that's not valid, honestly.
I would love to go, but I just never have. It's not. There's no like reason why I haven't. I just don't. I just haven't, and I don't have money.
That's really fair, honestly. It's expensive. Even now, it's expensive.
I mean, the traveling and then just like going, the actual act of going.
Yeah. But in it, like, they take you through, I don't know what movies they do anymore for it, but they take you through like the storyboarding process for some of the Disney movies. And then at the end they have like a one of the actual like I don't, not the animator, but like the one of the artists do like a lesson and have you actually draw.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I would love that. I don't know if they still do that anymore or where they do it, but that would be so cool.
I think they do. I'm pretty sure it's in Hollywood Studios. That would make the most sense that would be where it is.
Yeah. Hi, Court. Hi, Court.
Hi, Gorny.
Hey, Gorny. I drew a Court in your little thing.
Oh, the tiny bee?
The tiny bee. That's Court.
That's an accurate size difference, by the way.
It's It was you too late to see the drawing reveal? I don't think so. The drawing reveal of what? Was it Angie? No, it wasn't Angie. It was a little smiling bee with your glasses on.
It's just a little guy.
I reckon you'll have to ask to see it later. I sent it to him. No, no Angie bee. Just happy little floater bee.
Or wait, I'll just do this.
Welcome in. You made mussels for dinner? Like the clam things?
Yeah, it's a very accurate size representation of Court.
Just a little fella. I hope she likes it. It was I think I said that it was Joe's idea. Unfortunately, I don't know you very well. And when I had Joe on, he was like, "Oh, you need to put Court in there." I was like, "I don't know who Court is."
That's my wife.
Yeah, he explained. And then I was like, "Oh, let me get Court in there then." And there she is. A little cutie bee.
Just a little guy.
But on to the next question. Have you watched anything new or new to you recently? Oh goodness, that you would like to share?
Oh, have I? What have I watched recently? I don't think I've watched, animated wise, I don't think I've watched anything new recently. Well, I was watching the latest season of What If on Disney Plus.
Oh, that's fun.
That's a good one.
I don't have Disney Plus, but I do like the What If as a concept. I think that's fun.
I don't know if they're pulling directly from the comics, as in like for the stories, like for all of the episodes. I know there are the What If comics, but
I have no idea. I am not super versed in Marvel. I only know things by proxy. Oh, you watched the original Gundam? Was it a good time?
Oh.
I've heard that I'm not much of a mech enjoyer, but I do like the concept of Gundam from what I've heard. I've heard that one of the better ones is Iron Blood Orphans, but I also, again, all hearsay. I don't know shit. Is the OG. Court, you like Gundam? The original Mobile Suit Gundam? Have you seen it, Sam?
I have not.
Oh. Are you interested in that kind of thing? Are you interested in the thing, the mechs? That's what I'm trying to say.
Are Transformers close enough to be interested? Because I like Transformers.
Story-wise, I'm actually not sure. I'm not much of a... I'm not against mechs, but I'm not like... I've never like really watched them. So I think they're kind of different because I think that the older Transformers are more of like a Saturday morning cartoon. I'm trans many things, but Formers ain't one of them. You can't just turn into a car. Kind of ill, honestly. Skill div.
And that's why Banana can't drive, because she doesn't need a license, because she drives herself.
Turn into a car.
Exactly. So she doesn't need a license. That's why she can't drive. She's never been behind the wheel. She is the wheel.
She is the wheel. But yeah, I do not know in terms of... I don't know in terms of if they're the same story-wise. I would think not, because I think that in general anime has like a very different kind of storytelling style than like a regular Saturday morning cartoon. So you might like it. You're not opposed to anime.
Nah. Well, most.
You're not
I'm
opposed.
very picky about my animes.
That's very fair. I was like, it's more like when I say you're not opposed, it's more like if someone's like, oh, this is an anime, that's not an immediate like problem.
No. Yeah.
You're not like, no. Try again. So you have oh my gosh. Imagine being able to speak. Absolutely crazy.
Couldn't be me.
Could not be me.
That's not me. That's not me.
That ain't me, dog. I can't talk. Oh, I'm glad that you watch cartoons with your mom. My mom likes cartoons. She does not like anime. I've tried to make my mom watch anime several times, and she just does not give she does not give a gaff. She doesn't give a hoot. She doesn't care.
My brother and I have slowly gotten our dad to watch anime.
See, my dad likes anime, but my mom wants the silly ha-has. And if she's watching, like, something with a more, like, serious, I think she prefers it to be, like, live action. She'll watch movies, though. Like, if I take her to, like, she'll go watch an animated movie with me. Like, I've taken her to see many a Disney, many a Pixar movies, and she's totally about it. But trying to get her to watch, like, an anime, it's just not her style of storytelling. She's not against it. She's just simply not interested. Yeah, she would watch a Ghibli movie. I think she would enjoy a Ghibli movie. She just, like, I cannot get her to watch just, like, serialized anime. Getting her to watch, like, a Ghibli movie wouldn't be that bad. I think I could probably even get her to watch, like, an anime movie, depending on what it's about. But yeah, it is a struggle.
Porco Rosso was my dad's intro to anime.
Ooh.
Like, I say anime, but like watching that, you know, in general.
I mean, it is an anime.
Yeah.
As much as Miyazaki hates anime, he is the contributor.
Yeah. One of the movie theaters around here does a Ghibli Film Fest every year.
Oh, that's very fun. Yeah. I would love to go to like something like that. What I really need to do when I'm like when I have time and stuff is to get one of those like passes to movie theaters, because most movie theaters will give you like if you buy this little doodad, then you'll get like, you can pretty much just watch movies whenever you want. Like you just get like first pick or whatever. You know what I mean? Some kind of like movie membership. Because I like watching movies, and I think if I had one, I would watch ones that even I wasn't necessarily interested in. And I'm happy to be pleasantly surprised by a movie that I didn't initially have interest in, but ended up being like a fun time. Plus, I like popcorn. I'm a popcorn. I have to have the popcorn at the theater. I know it's expensive. I know it's stupid, but like, it's my vice. My vice is the theater movie popcorn. It's just so good.
I think you just got massive points in Court's book. She's a popcorn enthusiast.
I totally get that. I like movie theater popcorn. I am very bland. Well, I don't know if I'm bland, but I'm not very adventurous, right? I like to get my layered. I like it in a very specific way. I like to ask them to layer it, and then I ask for the salt behind the counter, because they have like a salt that they use to like salt the whole thing whenever it's like popping initially. Yeah. And I ask for like a little cup of that, and then I just like salt it as I eat it while I'm watching the movie. I got my advanced strap.
That's genius, honestly.
Yeah. Feel free to steal that. I don't know how the workers feel about it. They don't seem to care when I do it. I am like disgustingly nice to any kind of like server or like retail food worker or anything like that. So I never get like any attitude or pushback half the time because I feel like they would just like melt and die. Because I'm just like, hey, is it okay if you had to recook them? I didn't know you could cook mussels. I thought that they had to be raw. I don't know anything. I'm a dumb dog.
Woof.
Woof. Literally woof. Stupid dog alert. But yeah. No, if you, I don't know how often y'all go to movies or if I've accidentally created a problem for you in the future.
It'll be fine.
But
not that often.
Not that often?
No.
No, then it should be okay.
I think we've maybe seen 3 and the whole time we've been together.
That's totally fair. I'm more of a movie watcher. Need more popcorn? That's fair. Yeah, this works. I'm trying to be pretty diverse with the drawings I give for people because I don't necessarily want to just like have a static like template and then it just be copied because I like making more work for myself and no other reason. But I think my next question for you is, do you have a least favorite animated feature? Something that you're like, this is dog water. I hate this. And I do hope that it stops existing. It doesn't have to be that extreme. But it's funny.
Okay. I'll probably get hate for this one, but I don't care. The anime face. So like when something's happening and it zooms in on the person's face and it's like some like grotesque features that it's focusing on. That drives me insane.
You will have to send me an example. I don't think I know what you're talking about.
Oh.
The anime face.
Like the anime face zoom in. I feel like it's more common in like action and violent ones.
Oh, is it the angle? Is it hold on. I think I literally have that as an emote. Let me see if I can get that to work. Is it this thing? Where their eyes are like real far apart and they're looking wild?
Sometimes, but like more specifically when like something gross or violent is happening. Because like they even do it in SpongeBob. I know that.
Oh, you don't. That's horrendous. I regret seeing that with my eyes. Somebody like tried to Photoshop their real human face doing the angle, and it's awful.
No.
Okay, I'm actually. Why the fuck did it do that? I'm crying. I'm sending you one of the things that popped up. Why is it showing up like my computer is losing its mind?
That one is so cursed.
That's not it?
It's kind of it.
Something
look
like
up
this.
SpongeBob with it and you'll understand.
SpongeBob zoom in?
Like anime face zoom in SpongeBob. And just go to images and you'll understand.
Okay. I'm doing my own research. I feel as though I don't know if this doesn't feel very anime to me. Surely, is it this? Because that's what popped up.
One of them, yeah.
Okay. I guess I don't really associate that with being anime because I almost always only see it in like Western cartoons.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's not exclusive to Western cartoons, but whenever they get like real gross and get that like painted style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this is what I'm thinking of. Attack on Titan has quite a few examples.
Oh,
that
I think Attack on Titan is I don't think the bar. I think I think that Attack on Titan is kind of, because of the Titans specifically, like they have the nastiness. Netflix Godzilla anime trilogy, it was the most mid kaiju thing. Really? That's unfortunate. But I don't know. Netflix is very hit and miss. They either have like gold. Can I show you that face? Yeah, hold on. It's SpongeBob. But you can also send the like Attack on Titan one if you have it on hand. But this is a very like, I feel, Western animation thing to do, is to do these like really detailed close-up looking shots. It was made for those who didn't like Godzilla. Oh no. I think in like Attack on Titan. Okay. It could be Attack on Titan. Let me look on Attack on Titan. Face zoom in.
There's one of Eren that's like absolutely cursed.
I'm seeing a bunch of them. Yeah, I am seeing a lot of the zoom ins on Attack on Titan. I think that this might be more specific to Attack on Titan, this like close up.
It's like the
Oof.
Being grotesque without the need for being like grotesque or gory. That's what I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
so with those.
Yeah, I mean the character. I think that the nature of like what Titans are is that they are supposed to be grotesque. So I don't necessarily know that it's unjustified, but I also, like, for Attack on Titan specifically, and I'm not really an Attack on Titan apologizer, because it's got some issues, but I think that it's supposed to be grotesque in a lot of ways because of the nature of what these things are. Hi, Bill.
Oh, hello, Bill Princess.
Yeah, well, here's here's one of what I think you're talking about in Attack on Titan. Or it's just a zoom up of like the Titan's face. It was CGI. I mean, CGI can be anime for sure, but from what you're describing, it sounded like a cash grab and less like an actual thing people were trying to do. But yeah, I think this is what you're talking about, like just the zoom in.
Yeah, that one's cursed.
Yeah. So it is the same in some ways, and then like different in others. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
that is cursed and unsettling. Oh, thank you for following. Big
Hello,
sports
big sports
fan.
fan.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I hate whenever people get a hold of an IP and then are just like have no idea like what makes people like that IP, and they're just like, just put whatever, and just like put the most like surface level bullshit without actually giving any respect to what it was or why it's beloved at all. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm trying to think of like a recent, I guess like that Godzilla is one, but I don't. Most IP honestly like falls under in the trap of corporate money grabbing. But there's been some changes.
Yeah, you can't avoid it.
Yeah.
The Writers Guild and Screen Actors Guild strikes definitely helped in that regard.
I love that. Honestly, it seems like the Minecraft movie, like people really liked it, so I'm glad.
I didn't see it, but I think people loved how campy it was.
Yeah. I think it
made
a lot of like references to stuff. I didn't watch it because I'm not a big Minecraft person, so I'm like, I don't think that I would get it. I'm like, I don't think I would get it when stuff happened. I would just be like, oh, okay, things are just happening, which is totally fair. Yeah, sometimes I'm joining your next Minecraft SMP. I don't know. That would require me to buy Minecraft, which is more than $0, so that's a hard sell. You haven't told me yet, but yes. Oh, okay. Chick-fil-A. Yeah, sometimes companies will just buy an IP and be like, this is ours now. We're not going to do shit with it, but we have it for you to never see again.
It was the saddest thing, let me tell you.
I'm waiting.
When my local amusement park, it was Paramount. It was owned by Paramount. And so the kids area was entirely Nickelodeon themed. And it was fantastic.
Fun.
It was so great. And then it got bought out. And now it's depressing.
Damn.
It's so sad now.
I don't know, the park that I was near and grew up near used to be, I don't know like what it was, I don't know who like owned it or whatever, but I do know that it was they had a lot of Looney Tunes characters.
Ooh.
And I don't like, I was too young to know like anything about like IP stuff like that. Like it didn't matter. I'm just like, oh shit, it's Bugs Bunny. He's in his little house. Like they had a little like place where you could like take pictures with Bugs Bunny sometimes. Warner Bros. Yeah, I mean Warner Bros would have.
Yeah, I think it's Warner Bros.
Warner Bros would be the people who would own Looney Tunes for sure. But I don't know if like Six Flags is what it was. I was near a Six Flags. Like I don't know if Six Flags has like blanket access to Warner Bros. Or if it was just specific to where I was. That's more what I was saying. Stuff like that is so messy now.
It's so sad. They took the fun out of a lot of it.
Yeah. Everyone is so like, they're like little dragons, like hoarding their IPs, being like, no, it's mine. You cannot have it. You cannot touch it.
That's what Disney owns so many now. Like even like network.
I know. I feel like Disney's about to have to like get rid of some of their IPs just because they own so many. I'm like, I just can't imagine that like that's gonna be allowed for much longer. I don't know
You
exactly
would think. I would hope.
how that works, but it just seems like a lot. I don't know. Six Flags probably pays through the ass for licensing and such every year. Oh, I'm sure. I'm just like, because Six Flags also has access to like DC in the Georgia park. Maybe
Which
other
is,
park.
yeah.
For sure, I know for sure the Georgia park, they have the DC rides. They have like the Superman and the Batman or whatever.
They may be partnered with Warner Bros. Then.
Yeah, they may just have that partnership. Not sure. It would make sense. I didn't know that Warner Bros. Had DC. I don't know who has what.
I think it was
I'm not that.
Maybe like
I'm
5 years ago now.
Yeah.
Is when they merged and were bought out. Because it's DC, Warner Bros, and HBO. I think was all part of the like acquisition deal for that one.
I see. See, I'm not that deep in the trenches of who owns what IP.
I only am for when it comes to like nerdy IP, like Marvel and
That's
DC.
very fair. I know some things, but it's by proxy. It's stolen valor. It could even be false because I'm like, somebody told it to me and I did not follow up. I just took it for fact and moved on. Because really, no one, if I misinformation who owns Marvel, like, nothing bad is really going to happen. Someone's just going to be like, oh, that's wrong. And I'll be like, okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. I have no idea. Also, I'm sorry if you keep hearing me like Control Z. It will continue to happen.
Oh, you're all good.
But that is your like. Do you have any more like I guess pet peeves? Because that wasn't because I was expecting a title. I was expecting like a title, but you were like, I just hate this trope. But I'll take tropes. If there are any more tropes that get on your nerves, I will definitely get into that. I have a little bit of a pet peeve when, and I love anime, and it's not even like anything that will bother me, but like anime has the worst like same face, like 14 of like the same characters but just have like really different hair, but they have like virtually identical body shapes and face shapes and eye shapes. Like there's no like diversity to them, and that's a little bit of my pet peeve. It will never ever stop me from watching anime, but I'm like, that's just how it is.
I don't think I have any other trope like grievances or annoyances. As far as like actual content,
yeah.
I'm not gonna say Seth MacFarlane shows. His animated shows.
I am a Seth MacFarlane disliker.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you're an enthusiast or enjoyer. So that makes me feel better.
The opposite.
No, yeah. The Seth MacFarlane shows, I cannot.
I know people who like them, and I'm like, that's fine. I cannot stand them, and my dad makes fun of me constantly, being like, he'll be like, oh, I was watching Family Guy. Oh, but you don't like Family Guy because it's Seth MacFarlane. Like, you don't like him. I'm like, yeah, I don't, but I'm not gonna like, I'm not crying myself to sleep because you like it. Like, you can tell me about whatever stupid joke you heard on Family Guy. I'm not gonna jump off a bridge. It's not that serious. Yes, it is Moxie. I would say spoiler alert, but I think everyone knows, because I put out my schedule, that Moxie is going to be joining us tomorrow. for a little yapping sesh, much like today. And yeah, I am also, I don't know, I just don't like the humor. I just don't think it's
Me
funny.
neither.
I don't think it's funny. And yeah, it might have been Bunny that I was drawing earlier. Perhaps, mayhaps. All of our friends. But yeah, I don't know. I've seen some jokes out of context of the show that I'm like, that's pretty good. That's fine. I wouldn't be able, like, I don't have anything that's like super memorable. And overall, I just think it's like, I don't think it's like good. It's very like, it's just incredibly mindless and mid for me.
To me, it's middle school boy humor.
It is that. It is 100% that. That is such a good description. I love that. Which might be why my dad likes it. Makes sense. Family Guy is the only Seth MacFarlane show that you can stand watching even somewhat regularly, and even at that, you took like 8 seasons off from Family Guy. There's so many. I think that Family Guy is just not for me.
Same.
I did think it was funny when they killed the dog, because he's a fucking dickhead. Brian, the dog. No, the dog is a little insufferable asshole.
Oh, well.
Brian, the main like character, like the family dog. Not like, it's not because he's a dog, it's because his character is a dickhead. Like, his character is just to be like, I have a crush on Lois, and also like, I think I'm better than everybody else, but I'm a fucking dog. And also, he's very judgy. I think he's like almost a Seth MacFarlane like self-insert.
That would not surprise me at all.
It's just like his voice. It's not even like it's just like he's just Seth MacFarlane. Maybe worse. Unsure. I'm like, haha, he's dead. And then everyone's like, oh, I can't believe it. And then he came back, and I was like, oh. Thought you guys were actually gonna do something brave for once.
No, of course not.
No. Oh, no. But yeah, I have grievances with animation, but it doesn't make me appreciate animation less. It just makes me appreciate good animation more.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people have issues with CG as a concept, and I know a lot of people have issues with puppeting, like puppeted animation, because they think it's cheap. But I even like things that are puppeted.
Now, when you say puppeted animation, what exactly are you
So, puppeted animation is gonna be stuff like Archer, right? Like, it's got...
I love Archer.
Yes.
Archer is one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, so Archer uses puppeted animation most of the time. I think that for like some of like the really intense action scenes, they might do hand-drawn because puppeted can't do much, but like, it's got a limited animation style.
Okay.
And I think that even with limitations, like, I'm impressed with what people can do with a tiny budget and how they kind of like get around stuff to tell their stories.
Yeah.
So even with stuff like Archer, I'm not going to say that Archer has bad animation, because it doesn't. It's just an animation style that I feel like people will shit on because they're like, oh, they're just like kind of moving a PNG around. And I'm like, so what? You know what's going on.
Okay. I'm understanding now.
Yeah. season 1 of Archer was rough, animation-wise or story-wise? Because I'm sure that they got more budget with more whenever they did, people liked it. Sometimes a story can carry. Sometimes a story can carry a show. You're purely talking about animation? Yeah, I'm sure the animation got better once they started getting more budget.
It did, yeah.
But even then, like, I'm just like, whatever you can do, like, it's very impressive to me. To get, like, the point across. And, like, even with Invincible, people were shitting on, like, the recent season, saying the animation wasn't as good. I will say that the animation was more inconsistent than in the previous seasons, like keeping on model and stuff like that. It wasn't that bad. Like, I see where people are getting at. I just don't think it was as bad as people were saying it was. I don't know what it's like for, like...
I thought it looked similar, because I enjoyed that, like, the comic book style animation, and I thought it looked similar across seasons.
Yeah, it's more people, number one, are so ready to bitch about things, and number two, the things that were an issue, I saw what they were talking about. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's, like, inconsistencies, there's, like, a lot of repeating backgrounds, a lot of repeating, like, set pieces. I see where people are getting at. I just am like, y'all are exaggerating.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as all that. And I will say that it is similar in a lot of ways, and you can, if you are, like, eagle-eyed, and you can see where they put the budget. Like, with a lot of the action scenes, with a lot of those, like, really emotional ones, you're like, oh yeah, that's where it went. But then you also,
I need to know if the people complaining were the people that if they followed the Korean wedding ducks, I think, or yeah, if they followed the Korean wedding ducks at all.
I don't know.
Because that's one thing the animators, like, paid attention to actually incorporate.
What is this thing you're saying? Korean wedding ducks?
Okay, so you know the ducks that Debbie has in the house, the little, like, little, like, decoration ducks.
Yeah.
So those are Korean wedding ducks, and it's I don't know how, like, real to tradition it is, but in the show they used it as a, like, kind of like as a hint at how Debbie was feeling about Nolan.
Right.
Like, emotionally, whether she was happy with him, mad at him, etc.
So like symbolism, kind of, like, if you knew what was going on.
Yeah. So,
that's
like,
fun.
When the ducks are facing each other, you're happy with your partner. When the ducks are facing away from each other, you're, like, having a conflict with your partner. And at one point, the male duck was taken, like, out of the scenes inside of their house. And I think it was towards the end of this last season that they put it back in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, she was also, like, in that relationship with the guy. Maybe she was like,
it could also be that, yeah.
Maybe she's like, I'm happy in my relationship and less about Nolan specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is cool. I like that. I didn't even know that. See, I like when they do stuff like that. Like, the attention to detail in shows, and, like, you know, that stuff like that, like, I would have never even known. But now, like, that you've pointed out, I'm going to be trying to find them ducks. I'm like, where are we at, Debbie? How you feeling today? That's awesome. And it's, like, little stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even notice, really. Because, like, I'm not Korean. I don't know those customs. I love to hear stuff like that because I'm like, okay, so like they're paying attention because I assume that Debbie is Korean. Could be wrong.
I believe so, yeah.
I know that Steven Yeun, who plays Mark, is Korean, so they have like the actors. So that's interesting that they are paying attention to those like cultural differences or like making homages to stuff like that. Because like I assume as if someone was of Korean, they'd be like, oh, there's the ducks. There's the ducks. So that's very cute. Very fun. Representation matters.
Mm-hmm. So there were some things that they definitely put more time and attention into.
I think that they put the time and attention into the things that they can. I think that people see that Invincible has like a pretty big budget, and they're like, well, why is the animation looking so stilted in these parts? And it's like, bro, look at the voice cast. Do you think any of that budget is going into the animation?
Yeah.
Amazon is not paying the animators. Amazon is paying the voice actors. Not that they shouldn't. I'm just like, the priorities are clearly different.
Yeah. Like J.K. Simmons alone.
Right.
That man's, that's an expensive man to hire.
And then they got Steven Yeun, and I don't know like where he is, but he's like a pretty established actor. They got Jeffrey Dean Morgan on one of those episodes. They got what is his name? Aaron Paul or Paul Aaron?
Aaron Paul, yeah.
Aaron Paul. They got him on the fucking docket. I'm just like
Sandra Oh,
like holy
Walton
shit.
Goggins, Jason Mantzoukas, Zazie Beetz, like
yeah, they got
Zachary Quinto. It's
stacked.
Even like, Grey Griffin, like she's purely a voice actress, but like she's a well-known voice actress. For some reason. Is it now? IMDb sure it's Griffin.
I can be wrong. I'm allowed to be wrong. But yeah, she's like the voice of Azula and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Catwoman and all of the Batman games.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure that I'm even thinking of the same person. She's Monster Girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes.
And Shrinking Ray.
And Shrinking Ray. And also she plays a lot of random ass voices in the background, which is funny. Because I'm like, oh, there she goes. Because you'll notice that, like, she is an act, like, not to say that anyone else is not an actual voice actor, but, like, that's her bread and butter. Like, she is a voice actor.
Yeah.
And that's why they put her, like, they put her on way more, like, background work than they do anyone else. I would go so far as to say no one else gets put on background characters of the main cast. I can be wrong, and I'm okay with that, but she definitely gets the most of it. And I don't know if it's a difference in pay grade or if it's a difference in experience, but it's probably noticeable.
Like, her talents, her ability to do so many different voices.
Yeah. I would like to think that's the reason. I want to believe that she's getting paid just as much as the other ones. I am a little cynical in that regard. The industry got me looking cynical as hell.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to I haven't read the Invincible comics, so to speak, but I know a couple things that are coming up, and I'm definitely excited to see what her characters do. Or even what Ray. Yeah. I'm excited to see what they do with Ray, because she's kind of unique in the show versus the comics. Because in the comics, she was a man, and in the comics, he died. He was dead. So he died, like, whenever that lizard attack happened.
Yeah.
He just straight up died.
Oh.
Yeah. And he was gone. So I'm, like, curious to see if they'll do anything more with her character, or if she'll just kind of get written off now that one of our titular characters is no longer around. I'm not sure if that's spoilers or not. I know the show's been out for a little bit, so I figure most people have seen it, but most of her arc was kind of tied to that character.
Yeah.
And curious to see what they'll do with her now that we are missing that character. Or if they'll just get rid of her. But I can't imagine they will do that.
I just doubt she just probably won't come back because the way this, especially the way this season ended.
Yeah.
She probably just won't come back.
She probably won't come back, but I mean, they even like have Amber come back a little bit in this season. So I feel like they won't completely abandon her, but she probably won't do much. But who knows? Still just genuinely curious to see what they do.
Yeah.
Aside from that, do you have any Ani-May-tion hear me outs?
Oh. Do you have an example? I think I have one.
So it can. I've had people take it a couple different ways. But the way that I thought of it is just kind of a show that you think needs more love, or a show that you would recommend to people, but there's like an aspect about it that's kind of like, you might have to get over this like one thing, like it comes with an asterisk. Like, it's good, but there's this one thing about it.
Yes, okay. Big Mouth.
Oh. Oh.
I know I said I didn't like Seth MacFarlane stuff because of the like teenage boy humor, and that show is purely teenage boy humor.
Ooh.
But it's in a they do it in a almost in a way that's like instruction, like not teaching wise. Like, there are actual lessons in the show and things to reflect on. It's not just purely like just straight up humor. If that makes sense.
You think that it has like the little like 12-year-old boy humor, but you think it uses it in a good way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not just that, it's also what is learned along the way.
Gotcha.
And the lessons it teaches.
See, that honestly, is a huge hear me out for me, because I am a bit of a hater. I'm a bit of a hater. And I get why it's like the way it is. And I can appreciate it in its the fact that it's doing something kind of hard, talking about like the grittiness of puberty and sexuality. And I appreciate that they're talking about it. I also am just like, cannot get over the fact that, number one, the art style is a big hurdle for me. I think it is very ugly, and I'm sure that is 100% by design. But I also am like, them's is chillins. Them's is little baby chillins. And I appreciate that they're all played by grown-ass adults.
Yeah.
Like, they're not getting an actual 12-year-old in the booth to talk about, I know the one guy who's, like, dealing with being bisexual with his pillows.
Yeah. Jason Mantzoukas is the voice actor for him.
Who is
that? He's fantastic. Have you watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No. But I know some of the characters.
Oh, he's the voice of Rex. Rexplode. He's the voice of Rexplode.
Oh,
that's the easiest.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. That's very funny. Excuse you? Yes, Banana?
Banana, have you watched Big Mouth?
I think Banana might be a Big Mouth hater.
That's fine.
No, but like I
think it taught more. Personally, it teaches more about like sex and safe sex and like being body positive and everything than most sex ed classes ever could. Especially because I went to a Catholic school.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Bisexual pillows? Yes, so my sibling loves Big Mouth. I have not seen it in order because, like I said, the art style is a giant hurdle for me. It's very difficult for me to get over it. But from the episodes I saw, there's a character that has relations with his pillow.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you can, I'm trying to explain it to Banana, and you can probably say more about it than I can because I'm just going off of like my memory, but I remember that there's like, they have a very messy throuple, and he realizes that he's also in love with his female pillow and his male pillow.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of have, like I said, a messy throuple between this kid and his male pillow and his female pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah? That sound right?
Yeah. At one point, the female pillow gets pregnant, and Jay thinks it's his.
What?
Come to find out that it's the male pillows, and the pillows have been sleeping together behind Jay's back. And so he calls it off with them.
That's crazy work. That is great. That's crazy. Yeah. This is what you can expect from Big Mouth.
There is like, also an episode about all of the good work that Planned Parenthood does outside of abortions.
It does a lot. It does a lot to help, like, it provides like birth control, it provides medical birth control, it provides like stuff like condoms, stuff like that. It also helps with like if you get pregnant, it helps you with stuff like that. It helps you with like prenatal care and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And where to go if you're like young and on your own and you're like, I don't necessarily have resources, but I want to have this kid. They're like, they provide places you can go to help you. They provide like information on like WIC. They do more than provide abortions, and I think that does go overlooked, but I'm glad it does teach stuff like that. I think it is an adult cartoon. So I would love to sit here and be like, they're preaching to the choir, like adults should know this, but adults don't know this.
No, they don't.
So I think it is important. I'm glad, because it is somewhat, I mean, it was popular. I don't know like where it is in the public opinion, but I'm glad that there is a resource or like something that's almost normalizing this information and providing like a healthy look into these themes. I still don't know if it's for me.
That's fair.
Like I said, I am an animation appreciator. Even with stuff that I hate, not to say that I have that strong feelings about Big Mouth, I do think it's like gross and weird but I can still find good things about it. You're out to dinner going to get a cheeseburger and tater tots. Oh, I had McDonald's like yesterday, and I want more French fries. I will never be satiated of French fries. But yeah, do you wanna tell me more about your hear me out? I kind of took my knowledge, and I'm a hater, so.
Court's point as well about how they talk about like heavy emotions. There's Tito the anxiety mosquito, who's an adorable little mosquito and is honestly a very accurate representation of what like chronic anxiety is like.
Oh.
There's also the depression kitty. That in the same way, very accurate representation. It's just this big cat that one of the characters gets depressed, and the big cat, like I'm talking like massive cat, like larger than an adult human, literally just lays on this child the entire day, and she's just very sad and can't do anything, can't move, like.
Oh, I've seen. She's very purple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she big.
The love bugs are really cute too.
I see the mosquito. I assume that's what this thing is I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Bro, this poor girl, she's getting attacked by the depression kitty and the mosquito.
Mm-hmm.
Poor fella, or poor woman, child, gal. What is this other one? There's another purple cat that is more in the big mouth style and less like the other cat. Cat Stevens. What is this Cat Stevens?
I don't know.
Maybe that's from the spinoff? I don't know.
Oh, it might be. I didn't watch the spinoff. I heard that the spinoff was just written poorly.
Ugh. Hate that.
So I didn't watch it. Yeah.
I have no idea. I have watched neither. So I'm like, if you don't know what it is, I'm just assuming it's from something else. What was the other thing that you mentioned? Depression kitty. There's this.
The love bugs.
The love bugs. Bugs. Big mouth. Nope, that's not bog mouth. Thank you. Oh, they're like butterflies.
Yeah.
Are they a couple? Is that their deal?
No, they just help people with love.
Oh, okay.
They give people advice on love.
Okay, I see a whole bunch of them now. I only saw like one of the bald one, and then there's like one with these little fluffy hair. A little doll, like Jimmy Neutron hair going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But now I scrolled down and I'm seeing a whole bunch of other ones.
Yeah, they grow into butterflies when love blooms.
Oh, that's cute. I think I just dislike the big mouth style.
That's fair.
But I do think that it serves its purpose within the context of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because these things aren't necessarily like they're messy, they can be gross, they can be uncomfortable. So I'm like, the fact that the show kind of like isn't super cutesy and kind of has this gnarliness to it probably works in its favor. I'm always interested in like when shows make something, I'm like, why, what about, like, why was this the look that we went with? And usually there's a reason.
Yeah. I don't know what the reason was for this one.
I think it was, so I think with adult animation specifically, there's a weird bar of entry to not make it look like a kid's show. So they go out of their way to make it look kind of like a little ugly. So like so they can differentiate themselves from like a child show. Which is why you have things like Rick and Morty, you have things like Family Guy, South Park. Which I'm not saying that they don't have appeal in their own ways, but they give it a little bit of that like ugliness to make it be like, this is adult for adults.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think they have to do that, but that seems to be like the thing.
Yeah.
I think that we're kind of moving away from stuff like that, but I think that in general, for marketing purposes almost, they want to differentiate themselves because there's such the stigma around like, oh, I don't want to be watching no, I'm a big boy and I'm not gonna be watching no baby cartoon.
Yeah.
So there's that. But even within that, there's a degree that they have to make design decisions. Oops. And I think that for Big Mouth, they probably wanted to make sure that because it's already like, you have to get past like the barrier that you're looking at kids without sexualizing kids.
Yeah.
So I think that that's probably part of it. Hello, Bill. Welcome in. We are drawing and talking about cartoons.
Bill.
Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill Nye, the science guy.
I have another Hear Me Out that's more so like a style, but also my family specific.
Okay.
And that is claymation. I enjoy claymation like a lot, and the rest of my family
does not.
Very much dislikes it. Yeah.
When did you discover that your family was claymation haters?
Coraline.
Oof.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies.
And they don't like
one of my family's. Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're just not fans of it. Yeah. They can appreciate the time and effort that goes into it.
But they're like, I hate looking at this.
They're just haters. Yeah.
What about it? Is it like just uncanny for them, or
I don't know.
They just don't like it.
They just don't like it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know like what about it, because I mean, I guess like stop motion in and of itself has a lot of like it's very unique.
Yeah.
Right. In what it is. So there's so many things about it that I'm like, is it like the frame rate almost? Like the fact that everything looks kind of like jittery? Is it like the stylization of it? Like I would love to know why. But I realize you don't have those answers, which is fine. Forget about it. The topic changed. Oh, we were talking about Big Mouth, the show.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. We were talking about Big Mouth. It was not as bad as you maybe thought it was. I now know what's going on. The concern. Hard to talk about Big Mouth without addressing the elephant in the room. But yeah, Big Mouth, I can appreciate it conceptually. I think it's important in a lot of ways. And I can go with it to that degree. Stop motion. I have a harder time being like, I don't know why you wouldn't like it. Well, not you. Obviously, you do like it. I guess maybe creepy? Don't know. Stop motion is an easy sell for me. I love Leica Studios. I love any independent like stop motion project I see. Do you know Jack Stober?
The singer?
Yeah.
Yes.
He has a short animated feature called Opal, in which he did a lot of stop motion work over his own music. And I think he has a couple other stop motion things. And he did that. It was produced by Adult Swim, if that gives you any idea of like kind of the feel, the vibes, the nature of it.
Yeah.
On the internet, it is 12 minutes long. And yeah, a lot of his stuff, if he has like an animated bit to it, is stop motion. I think he's just a stop motion fan. But for this short film specifically, the process was very cool because he made it in stop motion, composited it digitally, and then, if I recall correctly, I could be misremembering, I believe he put it on a VHS and then uploaded it back from the VHS to get this like old 4:3 aspect ratio and to get that authentic like VHS look to it.
Okay.
And I sent it to you. You can watch it whenever, or you can never watch it ever. I can't stop.
I won't watch it. It looks cool.
But if you like his music, it's a good watch, and it's stop motion, which you said that you already like it. Why don't you like it, Sam? Sam likes stop motion. Family doesn't.
I love stop motion. Yeah. My family's a bunch of weirdos.
For you, the best thing about stop motion is it's real. That's fair. So is live action, but sets are either demolished. Yeah, there's a lot of I've met a couple people who have like the like replacement faces for like Coraline. They have like little pieces of stop, like there's a lot of like memorabilia and stuff that can go into stop motion. I have a lot of friends who will have the old school animation frames, like the cells, and that's really cool. Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah, the people that have those are like absolutely like diehard animation fans. Sometimes like you can get them for pretty cheap, but it depends on what it is. Like I've seen animation cells of like old like Looney Tunes that are like $20.
Really?
Yeah, you just have to kind of know where to find them, and a lot of times they're like very random, like cells. Sometimes there'll be smear frames and stuff like that. I've seen a lot for like random anime, and like I've seen one for I've just, once I realized you could buy them, I kind of just went on like a window shopping spree one time just to be like, ooh, what's out there, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, like some of this stuff was from like things that I've never heard of, but I was like, damn, that's a really cool just drawing. And they're like, once you realize that they're so small, like these people were drawing on like what is a like Mona Lisa size shit. Like it's just like the size of a regular ass piece of paper.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, animation cells are super tiny. And it's like hard to believe because you like a lot of the like old like Snow White is like that's on that's like a regular piece of paper, you know?
Hmm.
And like you watch anime and it's like how in the hell did you get all of that detail on something that's like this big?
Yeah,
You
just
can
like
buy a
absolutely
matte
tiny.
painting for something bigger. Oh yeah, like I want to know if they still have like the matte paintings for like old 80s films. Like whenever they would
Oh,
have to like draw the background, like the backdrop.
yeah.
That shit's very cool.
I bet you the ones for Beetlejuice are really cool.
Like the little stop motion sections,
Yeah.
like the little worm head or the snake head or whatever, that would be very cool. But yeah, like that stuff is floating around. People own like after the production is done, most of that stuff gets kind of like sold off. Um
I
because
think
like
a lot of it just gets
they don't
thrown
really
in
need it.
storage too.
Yeah, they get thrown in storage. Some people like will take home, production stuff. Some people sell it. It's very it's very cool. But yeah, you I stop motion is I've done a couple things in stop motion. Like I made a I took so one year I got somebody got me a Sonic um advent calendar because I haven't really ever had advent calendars growing up, and I have kind of like an affinity for them because I'm like, oh, that's really cute. It's like a little treat every day. Like it's cute. And I took the little toys that were in the advent calendar, the little Sonic advent calendar, and I made a little stop motion Christmas special with the little Christmas characters.
Oh my gosh.
I had fun making it. It was very fun. It's some scenes are better than others, but I am not a stop motion animator. And I don't have like the proper green screening and tools to do like really cool stuff. And I didn't have a they have like stands and stuff that allows them to like put the characters in the air and stuff like that. I kind of just had to. Is it on my channel? It is on my channel. I can send you a link if you are interested. It's nothing crazy.
That's still sick though.
Yeah, I have it here. I'll put it in both the YouTube and there it is on YouTube. Let me know if it shows up. Sometimes YouTube is weird about links. And I'll put it in Twitch for anyone interested. It's nothing. It is like, I would say it might be a little cringe, but I think it's cute. It's like cute cringe. There is that one thing that never gets sold. Google Disney Naughty Vault. Oh yeah. Do you know about the Disney Naughty Vault?
No.
So Disney as a company, and I don't know if this is legal anymore, but whenever you work for Disney, they make you sign a non-compete. So you can't, if you work for Disney, you cannot get side jobs. You cannot, you basically can't do anything that gives you any kind of like money. I don't think you can even do personal projects while you're doing it, or like you can't publish them while you're working with Disney. So everything that you draw, or at least used to, would be owned by Disney. So artists aren't like, it's art. It's like a catch-22 because a lot of people would want to work for Disney because it's very highly esteemed and it's like cool. But then it's also like, you know, artists. Everyone has their own thing they want to do. So there is allegedly a Disney naughty vault where a lot of the artists would just draw pornography of Disney characters almost as like out of spite, because you're like, oh well, if all of my art is yours, here you go. Here's Daffy Duck sucking Goofy's wiener, since you're gonna be like this. And again, like, that's not like, these are rumors, but they're kind of like,
I hope that's true.
It's kind of like a lot, like it's a rumor, but it's not, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of people have worked for Disney, and a lot of people are like, you know, it's not real, you know, kind of thing. So take that how you will.
I hope that's real.
What? Oh, you heard me. Disney has allegedly a vault full of pornography from upset artists.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Again, just one of those things that's like unconfirmed but confirmed.
Yeah.
I was gone for a minute. Sorry. Shouldn't have left for a minute. Or a minute 50. You gotta stay on your toes around these parts. You never know when we're gonna bring up Daffy Duck sucking Goofy's wiener. That's what you can expect around here. I know you thought that you were in a safe space because you saw the cringe stop motion Knuckles Saving Christmas, and you're like, this is wholesome and goofy and a little cringe. You thought you were safe, but that's how we get you.
And then you thought wrong.
You thought wrong. Yeehaw, brother. You were watching my video. Oh, I know. I said what I said. I'm not concerned about watch time. But I do appreciate you taking the time to check it out. Hope you liked it. I am one of those rare people who do this as like a hobby. So I prioritize fun over what's the word? Like monetization or whatever. I'm not monetized, and I have a job, and I rely on my job for my income. I don't really have illusions of making it and my channel. It'd be nice, but not my main priority. Oh, there's freaks. Which is very funny to me. I like when people show up in my comments and start like trying to like, what's the word? Not that you're doing this, Bill, but I've had people come in and be like, if you do this, I'll subscribe. And I'm like, I don't care. Subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't.
But yeah, be here if you want to be here.
Yeah, be here if you want to be here. It's between the best thing and the worst thing I've ever seen. That's good.
Here, if I have a job, Misu. Yeah, that's their middle name legally.
My legal name is I have a job. Yeah, it is serviceable. It's not, it's very, like, I'm not a stop motion animator, and I just did it because I thought it would be cute and fun. It's not horrible. There's definitely better, but it's a cute little romp. Acknowledge me. I wish it was just acknowledge me. Like, sometimes people will be like, hi, and then they're like, well, I'm leaving. And I'm like, okay. Sorry I didn't immediately say hi, I guess. Have a good night. Have a good day. But usually it's actually just like the weirdest stuff. Like, I have had someone in my chat one time being like, say this thing in Spanish. And I'm like, I don't know what that says. And they're like, just say it. And I'm like, no.
No, that's how you get in trouble.
Says. I don't know what this says. I'm not just gonna like blindly read things that you put in a language I don't know what it is. And they're like, I'll follow you if you do it. And I'm like, no. It is whatever thing you're trying to get me to say is not worth it. Yeah, notice me, senpai. The best way to get noticed is don't be a freak and contribute to the conversation. That's my hot take.
I think it's the best quote I've ever heard.
What? Not be the best way to get noticed is don't be a freak. Yeah, just Detroit be normal and you'll get noticed. Because people will be like, wow, this person's normal. Or if say this, it's in Spanish. Pero es increíble. I did say it, but...
Sí. Es la verdad, sí.
I don't know Spanish. Sorry.
I'm semi-fluent.
Oh, nice. Incredible, sí? Is that what you said?
Incredible. Sorry, did you just say incredibussy?
I did not say that.
That's what it sounded like. I'm not gonna lie.
That's not what I said, but it's not something that wouldn't come out of my mouth.
It's not what you said.
It's not what I said. Incredibussy. It is not. I'll say that's what. It's not what I said, but I'll take credit for it. We can run with that. But what did you say in Espanol?
I said it's the truth. You said you were incredible, and I said that's the truth.
Aww, that's so nice. Apparently,
I speak un poquito.
I think you speak more than un poquito. Más un poquito.
I've only been learning it since for since 2013.
Bro, are you saying I need oats? Are you sitting there saying, please, brother, I require oats to say them in Spanish? Girl. That's so silly. You're a goober. I diagnose you with being a goob.
Yikes. She's never going to financially recover from this.
Well, you know, we do have to face the consequences of our actions. Are we, girly pop? You now have to face the consequences of hello, brother, I want some oats in Spanish. What, Sam? Well, are you going to provide some oats?
I can maybe provide some oats. I don't think I have any right now, Banana, but I can go buy you some.
There you go.
As long as it's not canned spaghetti.
Is canned spaghetti oats?
No. Banana just likes canned spaghetti.
I also like canned spaghetti. I have Chef Boyardee in my cabinet right now. I am a heathen. I'm a filthy canned spaghetti enjoyer. I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
Okay.
I hope you will one day be able to accept me
Maybe one day we'll get there.
One day. Bye, going for a walk. Well, thank you for popping in. I hope you have a good walk.
Enjoy your walk. I swear, you better.
Go on that mental health walk. Or that working out walk. Whatever your purpose of your walk is, I hope it provides you with everything you'd ever wanted from your walk. Hot girl walk. We do like a hot girl walk. I don't know the gender orientation of Bill in the YouTube chat, but you don't have to be a boy or a girl to go on a hot girl walk.
No, absolutely not.
Hot girl walk is gender neutral.
Absolutely.
You eat nothing. Doctor told you maybe don't. You maybe should eat more than canned spaghetti. I will agree.
I'm sorry, banana.
I'm sorry. You should eat more than canned spaghetti, but no, I like canned spaghetti.
Us and the doctor.
I'm not the doctor. I'm just saying, I don't think canned spaghetti has all of the nutrients you need for your day-to-day. I think you might need more. All right, well, we are about at time.
What?
Is there... Yeah, already? It's almost 7. I know. Time goes by. That's why whenever I first made this, I only came up with like 4 questions. And I was like, I wonder if I should come up with more. I'm like, no. Most of the...
No, we're professional yappers.
I was like, these motherfuckers be yapping. All right. 4 questions, probably enough. And I was right. Every single time I'm like, okay, we're done. And everyone's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. That's it. And you're like, oh, okay. But I'm glad it doesn't feel like it drags on, because that would be the worst. The best case... Well, is there anything you would like to mention, just in terms of literally whatever? I don't know if you have any event going on. You can show yourself. You can, if there's any other animated inquiry that you would like to comment on.
I don't do much. I just stream sometimes for funsies.
Fair. If anyone is interested, our guest is twitch.tv/justbeingsam, spelled with 2 E's rather. I'll put it in the YouTube. If you're in Twitch, you should be able to see it.
My plug is... I meant to bring this up when you were talking about the Jack Stauber stuff. Watch Intergalactic on Netflix.
Ooh.
It's a movie written and directed by Kid Cudi, the singer. Yeah. Very similar animation style to Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, the animated Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's called
very
Intergalactic?
Good, very much worth watching.
Intergalactic. What did I say?
Yeah. Inter. So it's like how you would normally spell intergalactic, but with an I at the beginning instead of an E, or an E at the beginning instead of an I. There we go.
Oh, intergalactic with an E.
Yeah.
I see. Gotcha. All right. That's a good distinction, because I would go to Netflix and put up Intergalactic, and then it wouldn't show up, and I'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for coming on. I super appreciate it. And if you ever want to do anything sometime, feel free to reach out. Yeah. My work schedule is kind of butt cheeks, but I will always try to see if I can make time for people.
All right. Thank you, Tara.
Thank you, Sam.
Bye, chat.
Bye, chat.